Hi there. From the 31st of March until the 24th of April 2026, Venus is going to be back at home in Taurus. So we've got a couple of planets returning home at this time, which of course amplifies their energy. Whenever a planet is at home with its own sign of the zodiac, it's like we all are when we're at home. We're more comfortable, we're more confident, we're more sure of ourselves in lots of ways. So when Venus is in Taurus, the focus becomes very much about money, security, love, and beauty. Those are the things that Venus rules. And of course, when she's in Taurus, Taurus answers that energy as well. So, what we're going to find under this influence is that we've got to be a little bit careful that it doesn't become all about money and all about security. One of the things we're here to learn with Venus is in Taurus is the true meaning of security. Now, the only true security, as far as I'm concerned, is inner peace, and no amount of money is going to be able to buy that. So we've got to be very aware of this and look at how we are seeing ourselves, seeing our security, seeing how we feel in any given situation, and realize that, yes, of course, money is an absolute asset to everybody. And the more money we have, or the more money we have at our disposal, the more we can do, the more opportunities we can have, the more places we can go, the more things we can see and things we can own, of course, all of those sorts of things. And as human beings, we enjoy those sorts of things for the most part. But we've got to realize that it doesn't matter how many beautiful homes you have, what an amazing career you have, how much money you earn, what sort of a car you drive. If you're not peaceful and happy on the inside, none of that's going to mean anything. And we all know there's plenty of people out there in the world who have absolutely nothing and are the happiest people around. And then there's plenty of people out there with loads of money and they're completely miserable. So Venus, when she returns to Taurus, reminds us about that. And one of the ways that she does this is that Venus sort of works with our values, our ethics, our morals. What we think of ourselves and what value we put on our happiness, on ourselves in this lifetime. She helps us to understand to not accept what's lesser than what we are. So not sort of settle for things that aren't good for you, that aren't really what you want, and that aren't going to be working in your best interest to give you a better life in some way. So when Venus is in Taurus, we get this reminder: Are we aiming high enough? Are we settling? Are you too scared to ask for that promotion at work because you don't think you actually deserve it? But at the same time, there's this other part of you going, you've done the hard work, you've got the knowledge, you actually do deserve this, but you're just doubting yourself. So when Venus is in Taurus, we get to sort of put more emphasis on our own value, our own sense of self-worth. And the higher we can all put our sense of self-worth and value, not in an egotistical way, but just by putting that understanding that we are, we've educated, we're successful, we've done all these things that we need to do, we've got all of these attributes, and there's no point in trying to hide those. We need to align those with who we are and realize that, what's good for me may not be good for you. How you want to make money and be successful could be completely different to how I want to make money and be successful. And that doesn't make any difference. We're still equal, we're still the same, and we still just have different ways of going about things. So, you're putting this higher value on yourself, and you're really understanding that money isn't everything with this transit, but it's kind of like that's the opposite side of it. One side of this transit will be going, yes, money, 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 that's what I want. I want to create more security, and money's the only way I can do it. And then the other side of this is going, hang on, I think you need to question this and see whether your happiness and your peace is actually more important than your ability to make money. Now, I'm not saying that money is a bad thing. Money is a wonderful thing. And if we want anything in this lifetime or any lifetime to work for us, we have to make friends with it. So we have to love money. If you want anything in this life to work for you and be your friend, then you've got to give it love. And we don't love money in the way that it's the be all and end all. We love it in the way that this is an amazing tool that can change my life. I can use it to help myself in some way. So, when Venus is in Taurus, we all get to question our sense of security, and our values, and it's all about love and beauty too. So, when Venus is in Taurus, it's also can be a great time to have a makeover, get a new hairstyle, buy some new clothes, whatever it is you might want to do to enhance your feeling of inner beauty and outer beauty. And again, nothing wrong with that at all. So, it's all about balancing out your materialism and your need for security with your peace and your happiness. We've got to get those aligned with one another. Otherwise, all we're doing all the time is running after money, thinking that's going to fix everything, or we're sitting on our own, being unhappy, and we've got nothing to bring in because we're not manifesting enough. I mean, money is essential. As human beings, we kind of need money to survive, and there's no doubt about that. But we've got to learn to understand how much money do you actually need. I mean, of course, we'd all like to have millions and millions of dollars. That'd be fun. But at the end of the day, a lot of people with that much money are very unhappy because people take advantage of them. They never know who's their friend and who isn't. Are they just with me for my money, or are they actually caring about me? So it comes with its own problems and its own challenges. So at the end of the day, we've got to find the right balance within each of us. What works for you? How much money do you need to actually know that you're okay and to feel happy and to get that balance right? I mean, if you're constantly thinking, I've never got enough, I never have enough, when you actually have got quite a good life, then you're making yourself unhappy for no reason. So it's all about, getting real with Venus and Taurus and looking at your situation and seeing what needs to change. And if I need to change it, where does my happiness level come and coincide with this? Because you don't want to be working, 60, 70 hours a week or more and being unhappy. That's just a complete waste of your time. Our ultimate purpose on the earth plane is to be happy and to find joy in everything that we do. So enjoy this transit, look at your security needs, concerns, and most of all, focus on what makes you feel happy, peaceful, and secure. I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.